How's it going, Bremerton? Josh Farley from the Kitsap Sun here. We're out at 11th and Warren, and I'm joined by the Bremerton Ninja for this week's Bremerton Beat Blast. And remind me, Brandon, what are we doing out here?
We are out here to share 5 things you absolutely have to know about Bremerton this week.
Welcome back to this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1 comes to us from Gold Mountain Golf Course off of the Old Belfair Highway today. Gold Mountain is owned by the city of Bremerton, but it is managed by Columbia Hospitality, a company that is growing its golf presence. Gold Mountain has a heavy debt load because of a new course that was constructed there in the late 90s. But General Manager Daryl Matheny says that the course is on track to be in the black, and Columbia is guaranteeing that the debt load will be paid this year.
When we took over in 13, I mean, that was kind of the grill in the room, is we have this looming debt. It was an escalating debt that caps off next year. And we were nervous on how we were going to pay it. But over those last 3 years, we've gotten ourselves in a position where we're more efficient with our expenses and labor. We've made a number of changes. I think the biggest one that people see is the restaurant. We have a completely new menu items, new look. The other big addition, obviously, where we're at now is our outdoor wedding venue. That's something that we added this year. And then the other big one was our membership model. We've always had an annual membership. But the new membership model is built in such a way where you pay it monthly.
Story number 2 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week is about Bula Boss up at 15th and Wyckoff in West Bremerton. It's there that every Thursday night a group of musicians from all stripes, all ages, comes and plays there.
I think a love of music is what brings people in. We've got some really core, dedicated people who come down and listen every week. We've got a bunch of people now that are coming down to jam. A good group of people who love music.
My name is Arden Handy, and tonight we are playing jazz at this club. I go to Mountain View Middle School in Bremerton, and I play the American drum set. What I enjoy about playing is playing with the people, mostly the community.
Story number 3 on the Bremerton Beat Blast is about the young man behind me, the Bremerton Ninja. His real name is Brandon Duran, and a few years ago I got the pleasure of seeing him out here and doing a story about him for the Kitsap Sun. Well, the sad news is Brandon is moving to Port Townsend. It's for a good reason. He's got a good job up there, and he's going to be performing in the Port Townsend area.
There's a lot of great opportunities there, especially downtown. In that area, there's always some kind of musician playing something. It's a very strongly community-based place. Lots of opportunities there. Performing here at 11th and Warren has always been a big thing for me, mainly because I've started to take notice how much people enjoy seeing it. I definitely enjoy performing for people most, and if it brings even a smirk to their face, it makes my day, you know what I mean? I'll be back here every Tuesday to spin for the people of Bremerton, because they say home is where the heart is, and my heart is here.
Story number 4 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week is about Wheaten Way. We all know the beleaguered corridor along Wheaten Way has seen better days. There are many new businesses, but there are still a lot of empty buildings. Councilwoman Leslie Dowgs, who represents the district on the Bremerton City Council, where Wheaten Way is, says that she's seeing some new signs of life there.
On this piece of property is going to be apartments, 160 apartments or so, 1 and 2 bedroom. And then on the front part of this property is also going to be a Kitsap Transit transfer station and park and ride. So it's kind of neat to have some new apartments and a park and ride in this area. Well, Wheaten Way is an area that's definitely in need of new growth, and whether it be apartments or businesses, we can always use that. And the fact that we're having apartments in the area is going to bring families. So hopefully this brings a flux of businesses in the area. So it's kind of exciting. I'm hopeful. Baby steps are always a good thing. It's a lot better than it was when I first ran for office, so this is a good thing.
And finally, story number 5 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week. Many of you remember the Kirkland Ferry. It's a 1920s ferry that sat in Bremerton's harbor for a couple of years. It actually used to work as what was called the Tourist II, being a ferry across from Astoria to Washington State in the years before the bridge was built in 1966.
10 knots.
Yeah.
Average 10 knots.
Yeah. Since he said we could have water skied.
Yeah. Yep. This boat pushes no wave, no wake. It has no wake. It's smooth.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast. One more thing, as you can see, I am holding the head of a gator right now. This was a unique gift that was dropped off to us by a Bremerton native named Jim Matthews. Jim moved to Louisiana and came home recently, brought this by the Newsroom, and we are going to add it to our very unique Newsroom collection of artifacts that we are dubbing the Kitsap Sun Museum. Thank you very much, Jim. I hope you have a great rest of your week, everyone, and we'll see you again next Tuesday.